with.
I've got my throat drop.
I'm ready to get this gay shit over with. Oh, it's live. Oh. Today,
Speaking of
gay
shit.
shit, which usually you can miss me with, but it was funny yesterday. I was thinking, yeah, is there going to even be anything to talk about in the next Vicky and DA show? Yes, there is now. There's going to be something to talk about. Oh boy. The what happened was I just got linked. It's funny in our fucking dumb Discord, dumb stupid Discord. We have a fucking channel for Comicsgate shit to make fun of stupid Comicsgate, and somebody posted this in the generic chat thing though. I was like, oh, this should go in the Comicsgate thing because. It's the artist. Now, of course, there's like I guess a conflict of interest here because Liam Gray false flagged our channel. He was paid multiple times by Ethan Van Sciver and false flagged our channel and also blackmailed Preston Poulter. Liam Gray tried to blackmail Preston Poulter for our docs, just openly calling, saying, give me the names and addresses of the SWC
through his tears.
Through your tears. and because of that, all of that started blowing back on Ethan Van Sciver. So he was like, give me a refund, Liam Gray, and most likely that never happened. And a lot of people just, let that blow past and they ignored it. But it's still pretty much a condemnation of the entire movement. And Comicsgate is a corruption movement that is in favor of corruption openly and publicly.
It's their core principle is
yes.
Corruption, graft,
corruption. Just like that fucking How to Be a Millionaire song by ABC. The wonderful band ABC. It's early in the morning, but it's like we've been, I can't say we've been partying, but we've been having a good long laugh at Comicsgate's expense for years, but also just this morning because we saw this and Mangaka Odie, who's the artist for Liam Gray's comic, after all the shit has been going on, Liam Gray has been deeply involved in a lot of the gay ops that Comicsgate's directly responsible for, and doxing of people and gay ops against customers, leaking private backer information through people's Indiegogo accounts. A lot of people in Comicsgate are guilty of that. And Liam Gray is fucking like eyebrow deep and all of that, and as well as personally responsible for false flagging our channel in particular over a review of his comic Xenotype. As it turns out, the Xenotype was not finished, of course. We only reviewed like some kind of introductory chapter that he did. And it made Liam Gray completely lose his mind. But then again, like he shaved his head and was showing up with dark circles under his eyes and just kind of babbling. And
we haunt these people's dreams.
His beady eyes darting back and forth. There's a lot of weird rumors about him killing puppies. He's always having new puppies, and it's like, I just got these puppies. And then he'll say, oh, the puppies got sick and they're dying. And then he'll be like, no, I cured all of them of parvo, actually. And just weird.
It's something you would expect a child to say.
Yeah. It's like a fucking, he wears this aftershave that has a little ship on the bottle. It's something a child would buy.
What a fucking jerk off.
It was for sure bad. Anyways, but this morning, so the artist for the comic Xenotype, here he says in this tweet, started 2018, finished in 2021, willingly did 140 pages and 9 Xenotype illustrations for free. Our Indiegogo gathered 65.5 thousand euros. My 60% cut from the profit after expenses was exactly 6,040 euros. I got paid recently.
That's a massive fucking decrease.
Yeah.
I got to say that right now. They made 65,000 euros. He only got paid 6,000 euros. That's like 50,000 euros wasted.
Yeah, but also,
where did they go?
Yeah, first of all, if you're making that much money and you're not sending 90% of the money to your artist, you're ripping off the backers and the artist entirely. Doesn't matter what the expenses even are. If you're taking that
We
much
know what
money
they
and
are.
spending it on anything else, you're ripping people off.
First off, we already know what the expenses are. One
Yeah.
of them is Liam Gray just took the rest, and the other is probably an attempt to print the book.
Yes, which is basically a giant waste of money, but also
It's
especially
exactly
for
what
this
I
comic.
specifically have been warning people.
Yeah.
Right from the beginning, you fucking idiots always keep asking, how do we get normies into comics? How do we get people into comics that aren't normally into comics?
Yeah, get them in front of their faces without no questions asked. Get it right in front of their faces. Here's the comic. Once you introduce like another step, like it has to be printed, you're fucking out. That's
It's
It's
get
obvious.
it in front of their
Fucking
faces.
obvious.
You want to know how you don't get it in front of their faces? Printing the comic.
Yeah.
It's the thing you don't do.
Because then as soon as you've done that, you've already made another step and another step. Then there's the
And you already funded it over the internet.
You have to get the shipping. You have to ship it internationally, which is a giant fucking expenditure that far bigger than the cost of the printing. And then there's the gay ops. You have to pretend that you're being attacked.
That's also one of the other things that they have to pay money for is the gay ops brigade.
Yeah, exactly. Which Ethan Van Sciver was directly funding people to harass his own customers just because he was mad at them.
To his credit, it wasn't his money. It was the money of some wealthy plastic surgeon in Texas.
And a number of pay pigs in Comicsgate who
stupid, pathetic,
easily fleeced,
repugnant pay pigs who just don't give a shit. They don't give a shit if you're going to actually attack other creators, better, more talented creators.
They're not radiant or humble. They're incompetent and
Bumble
pay pigs. Anyways, but here's the big punchline is after all of this shit, after all that context we just fucking set up, it's like years of context we just condensed into a few minutes there. Odie says, I got paid recently. The result is a backwards printed manga book. I quit Xenotype. Now, there's a lot to unpack here. The invisible knapsack, but there's a lot of fucking
heavy invisible knapsack.
There's a lot of questions about the cuts, and like he says, I did 140 pages and 9 Xenotype illustrations for free. Is all that for free? Just the 9? What does he mean by backwards printed? Because my first assumption. The thing is, I was just fucking laughing because this guy's quitting.
That's the thing is, I saw, this is important. I saw the fucking backwards printed manga. I thought, oh, okay, they posted it. They printed it left to right, but then the pages are literally, the text is reversed so that you'd have to read it through a mirror or something.
Well, here's what happened. And he goes on to explain, it's further down, but
you have to get past a lot of the cope from fucking water closet.
Yeah, and I do. Yeah, there's a lot of people who just start blaming him in the replies. One guy's like, "How much did you want? $1 million?" And it's like that's the attitude of Comicsgate. Is somebody in comics, some creator gets completely fucked over, and the Comicsgate response always every single time. As you may have heard those words before. They certainly apply here. Every single time, Comicsgate will immediately take the objectively.
I mean,
just blame the wrong person.
It's so obvious. Just go back and think about like Bill Finger and like Bob Kane and fucking Siegel and Schuster.
Yeah,
it's like there's a reason those names are fucking known now. It's because they were famously ripped off by the publishers.
Alan Moore and fucking Steve Ditko and all those people who got fucked over by the big two, Comicsgate would take their side. And in fact, they did by the fact that in this situation, they did. In previous situations, they did too. It's happened over and over. This is just the latest episode of Comicsgate fucking up.
It's the historic behavior of Cape fags is that they always side with the fucking big company and never with the actual creators.
They always morally take the incorrect, objectively incorrect stance.
Going all the way back to the 1930s.
Comicsgate is a movement, but the comic book fandoms always take the stance in favor of corruption and theft every time. And Comicsgate has never been an exception.
This is not recent.
It's tested multiple times, dozens of times. Comicsgate has had this test thrown in their face and failed it over and over again. Anyways, so what's going on with the as far as backwards printed manga? Yeah, both of our assumption was he printed it left to right like a normal American book.
You have to look at it. It's like, oh no, the type go backwards. How bad can you fuck this up?
But apparently what he did was he printed it right to left like a manga, which is one of those pretentious fucking stupid fucking weeb things.
Why bother unless you're pretentious? It's something a pretentious person does.
Yes, is like, I'm actually a mangaka, so you have to read my book right to left like they do in authentic Japanese, which is Japanese for Japanese. Just the stupid fucking...
Again, an 8-year-old's idea of something that is like really cool. I'm so cultured, even though I am only 8 years old, but actually you're 35 years old.
Yes. You're the 8-year-old that deserves to be bullied and abused by your father. Like
he's mentally 8 years old.
Yes.
And I'm talking about Liam here, just so there's no confusion, just so everyone's clear. This was Liam's decision because he is mentally inferior.
Yes, he that's been already proven that there's something wrong with Liam Gray as a person. Like he doesn't function. He can't actually.
This isn't mere autism.
Yes,
he's straight up got brain problems.
This is an advanced autism, but
he's severe. He's a step away from wearing one of those weighted vests and a karate helmet.
Well, for all we know, he actually does wear the weighted vest. Fucking.
Essentially, he's got the weighted vest just around his rib cage. It's called his body.
Yes, he's got weighted pants too. They're his legs. They're very short, of course. Anyways, also here's the thing. I definitely don't blame Odie. I think we were harsh on him partially in our review, which you can't see now because Comicsgate false flagged our channel over the review of Xenotype. The thing is
another one of their principles at work.
We did criticize his art, but we also said that the art's clearly the best part of it, and that he obviously had some skill. But also we did theorize about like some panels being either traced or very obviously based on panels from other comics that were able to show like side by side even. But none of that's relevant now. Here's the thing, though. Yeah, backwards printed manga. He printed it right to left, but then the pages are still read left to right, which means that that Liam Gray intentionally chose to print his book double reverse. This is worse than Ribbit Coin, which was such a disaster. Don't forget that Ethan Van Sciver, after being made fun of about it, had to completely recall and fucking claim to offer refunds for the entire campaign, which he didn't, by the way, because he knew the entire campaign was a scam. But also he claimed that he would offer refunds, but he didn't give anyone refunds because most of the backing didn't actually exist. But also we bought a Ribbit Coin famously, and Rethan did not give a refund for that. It's very suspicious, very odd.
To me, that doesn't matter as much as the fact that he tried to defraud people out of legitimate American currency.
But yeah, well, here's the thing, though, is that this obviously is more incompetent. Like, that was fraud. This is like sheer balls to the wall retardation and idiocy in every way possible. But it's also completely run of the mill for Comicsgate. Let's not forget, Liam Gray didn't do anything that other people in Comicsgate didn't also do. Like, other people in Comicsgate openly, like other creators even, were openly brigading and harassing and attacking customers who weren't even supposed to be like known, like their identities, their pictures and stuff. All that stuff was just thrown out into public and attacked for a full year, just months at a time. Very, very strange behavior, very odd. Mentally ill. The movement is basically has been defined by its mental illness and its mentally ill responses to anything, and its lack of ability to argue or make any point. But this is the end result of that kind of behavior. This is the result of Comicsgate behavior. Every single thing in Comicsgate has had something like this happen. This is just an especially hilarious one because in this case it's Liam Gray, aka Mom Punch Puppy Killer, very likely did murder puppies, by the way. That's not even a joke. He most likely absolutely killed puppies.
He's probably been killing animals his entire life.
Yeah, his entire life since he was a child. But probably started with torturing them, but that part's just speculation. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. But again, the behavior always results in this from, again, not just Comicsgate, but this is, the Cape Cuck, the eternal Cape Cuck, the comic book nerd, always is like this, where they're doing and there's a long history of indie creators who had done this before Comicsgate ever existed, who have acted and behaved in this exact manner. When we scroll down, there's some support, which is certainly more deserved. Even Nasser, which is funny because it's okay to be against Liam Gray now because Liam Gray basically got caught being funded by Ethan Van Sciver. So Ethan had to sort of disconnect from him and disavow Liam Gray after Liam Gray was just started having more meltdowns but it wasn't just more meltdowns. It was the meltdowns became public and Ethan's name was directly attached to there's a literal paper trail where Ethan Van Sciver was funding and giving money to Liam Gray, and Liam Gray at the exact time was fucking trying to dox people, supporting people who were doxing people, that Umbrella guy and Yellow Flash and a lot of people around that whole the war campaign circle. And they were all trying to do a lot of really desperate damage control, but eventually it was just too much and had to disconnect from Liam Gray entirely and disavow him. And then, the drama explosions that melted down and resulted from that, which again, that's just Comicsgate. That had been happening in Comicsgate before Liam Gray, of course. Just look at Nurkish and Doug TenNapel and Edwin Boyette and Mike S. Miller. It's weird how no one in Comicsgate's smart enough to realize that it stops being a coincidence after it's 4 people all have the same suspiciously similar story. Anyways, people saying, I hope you recover. Your art is badass. But a lot of people trying to police him and being like, well, how much is that exactly? You got paid about the standard amount, didn't you? Here's someone says,
which no, that you can just straight up claim. You can proclaim that from the fucking mountaintop. No, fucking 3 years of work. No, that's not even remotely close.
That amount roughly equals to $7,300 divided by 140 pages. That equals about $52 a page. Ouch. Yeah, that is
for a full comic. For regular commission, a single character commission with no background and no colors, that would be average. This is a full comic page.
Mm-hmm. Even in black and white, usually it's $100. Just for the line art, sometimes another 50 or 100 for the inking. That's on the professional standard now. If these people are willing to admit that they're neophytes, that they're starting off, $50 still isn't very much for the work he was doing, obviously, because he was doing all the heavy lifting. The writing,
that's the thing, is
the writing was objectively bad, and that was the focus of our entire review, was that there was no story, there was no soul, there was no character, there was no.
That's clear just by reading it.
Actions, no arc, no nothing.
Try and read that comes across clear as crystal.
But also, that's exactly that was the standard set by Jawbreaker's Lost Souls, which had no characters, no arc,
zero-dimensional.
Yeah, zero-dimensional characters.
So that standard. I don't think it was really Richard who invented that. That really came before him.
Existed in comics before Comicsgate too. That's just the standard of.
It's just what you don't do. You're trying to reinvent the genre, the entire medium, the industry. The one thing you don't do is you take something from the era where it was poison, where it was pure cancer garbage.
And we've proven this a billion times over now. But and if to the one of Doug TenNapel's favorite points that we've made. One of the things that Doug TenNapel has said we've been the most right about is the problem is fans, not just the fans or comic book fans. The problem is all fans, fandoms.
The existence of fans, the concept of fans.
Yeah, the merest concept of fans is ultimately the problem, but we won't get into that because we've done that many times, and
there's no time. There's no time to cover all of it all over again.
There's no time to retread what we've already objectively proven with zero refutation and zero attempts at refutation. But another thing I want to point out, that all the money that gets spent or wasted or flushed down the toilet, that Liam Gray said that he had to spend money to cure his puppies of parvo, which is impossible. He said he had to buy a car, again, very suspicious, where he claimed that the backer money wasn't spent on that. But you look at the figures here, and it looks like there's a big chunk missing from the money that should have gone to Odie. Now, when I did a crowdfunding campaign, all of the money went to the artist. There wasn't a cut to the artist. The artist got all of the money. And when I do another campaign, which I'm planning to, for our comics that are 1,000 times better than even Ethan Van Sciver's.
First of all, 1,000 times better. Secondly, the artist gets all of the money from the campaign.
Yeah, whenever.
Not a cut, not the majority.
Yes,
all
of it. Anyways, so yeah, people trying to do the math, but also here someone says, well, now the open road for other projects, just waiting for your talent and art style. I've seen what you can do forward.
Yeah, man. It's just a shame that you already sabotaged your entire life up to this point by doing the previous project.
Yeah, you wasted 3 years, and at the end of it, you're now like drafted into the Greek military. So yeah,
he dropped out of college.
That
was in, I don't know, was that in the fucking post all the way at the top, or is this coming up where he has to admit that he dropped out of college to do this project? And when he said that, it was like, that's kind of on you.
Yeah,
that is actually your fault.
Yeah. In fact, there's a lot of fucking replies, of course, because there's a lot of cope. Here's somebody claiming that here's somebody desperately trying to do damage control for Comicsgate by saying, so which is it? Plagiary, conflicting info here, and somebody else has to just reply and say, no, it's not conflicting. Here's more of the math and shit. And
yeah, they're trying to actually be squirrely. That is somebody, again, on Comicsgate who's like trying to obfuscate the point.
I think the person correcting the person is wrong. So it's a wrong person correcting a wrong person about something that's wrong.
Yeah, they're both wrong.
Fucking, who gives a shit?
They're both
really don't give a fuck.
But in particular, the first person was wrong because he's trying to attack the artist who is the victim here.
Yeah, exactly. And that's Comicsgate in a nutshell, is that every time somebody gets fucked over anywhere, Comicsgate takes the side of the corrupt person. They choose corruption and suck cock by choice, as Swidgen said.
It wasn't Swidgen. It was the guy who ran the bar where the fucking whatever Drunk Bill or whatever his name is.
You mean the racist guy?
Yes,
the guy who ran the livery. Or
no, he did run the livery. He took it over.
He took over the livery after the.
But that was the other bar. It was like the other bar. It's like a really small, rinky-dink bar, and it's right next to Swidgen's.
I'm pretty sure it was Swidgen's.
No, I'm very sure it wasn't. I know for a fact it wasn't. I just don't have the clip.
And it's going to be
just don't have the clip in front of me.
My competitors suck cock by choice elsewhere. And it's like, oh, well then. Anyway,
my competitors suck cock by choice. Everybody who is competitors with Comicsgate.
Yeah.
Which is basically just us.
Comicsgate sucks cock by choice. And that is what we think about them. Anyways, here's actually the one you were talking about. Odie says, what broke me was seeing the manga book printed backwards. 3 years, 55,000 euros spent on expenses, of course, in giant sarcastic quotes. And the freaking...
That is something we could do entire video of just by itself, but we've already done that video.
Yeah, we've done that video multiple times years ago at this point, and again, all of the points we made in those stand completely unrefuted. The most they got
to
was
the point now where
edit cope, where people
they
you guys
remain
just chose.
so completely unrefuted that I know people are sitting here listening to this right as I'm saying this and being like, no, it's not refuted. You didn't go back to refute it when we said it, so now it's too late. We can now claim it completely without
We
stand
fucking
backup.
Years long triumphant. And the thing is, here's the thing, that's never going to change.
We no longer have to qualify our statements anymore when we make them.
Yeah,
because they were made years ago and no one ever stepped up to try and refute them.
And also, we actually presented like the hard evidence that proved our points too. And the thing is, other people in the movement have either left the movement and agreed that we're right, or people who were in any way involved with the movement have come to us in private and said, yeah, you guys are completely right about this. And that was years ago. So you can't refute that anymore. You can't refute other people being like, yes, I've seen this. This happened to me personally. In fact, it was kind of funny. Somebody who got, I guess we can't say doxed. It's technically sort of like a doxed, where their private backer information was leaked by Ethan Van Sciver.
So that's about as doxing as you can get. It's not like you fucking Googled somebody's name or denied their fucking icon.
I pointed out that Ethan Van Sciver paid people to attack this customer of his. And they're like, well, I don't know if Ethan paid them. And I'm like, he super chatted them money. And they were like, oh, you know what? You're right. And it's like, yeah, it is true. And they actually said, I never thought of it that way. And it's funny because I actually made somebody realize that Ethan Van Sciver was possibly illegally paying a group of people to harass a customer, a former customer now, of course, because they were getting harassed. But they were also a former customer because of Ethan's other behavior, attacking other creators, lying about other creators.
There's a lot of reasons to stop being a customer of all of Comicsgate. Just so many. It's just like a pile of them, a mountain of reasons.
Maybe a few too many. A few too many for my tastes, personally. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. But anyways, so he says, yeah, fucking, it's backwards. I don't know what to think. And someone says, this guy, Comicsgate all, I don't know who the fuck this is, but they say maybe it's a manga thing, the backwards, ha, 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 ha. And they have the fucking nice Joker icon from the movie Joker. But in response, now this cleared up what was going on. Odie says the panels read like manga, but the pages, I think I actually got it reversed, but it's still double reversed. The panels read like manga, so you read them right to left, but the pages turn like an American comic, so it's left to right. It's all wrong. I dropped out of college to make this happen, and this is the result. And the pay was not worth it at all. I cannot continue like this. Now, here's the thing. We could not have possibly warned Odie and everyone more. We not only made it obvious, we literally sacrificed our first.
Not even just specifically. It goes beyond this even to where we didn't just warn him specifically. We warned people in general. Don't just start working with somebody unless you know what you're getting into.
Crimes, and then fucking Comicsgate supported the actions of those crimes, and we documented that objectively with evidence for years. And our channel that had all that evidence was wiped out by Liam Gray in order to make Comicsgate have to turn against Liam Gray. We did that willingly. We destroyed our own channel willingly to make Comicsgate attack each other. And now they've been imploded. They self-destructed. The entire movement is in fucking flames. Liam's career is destroyed. His reputation, he destroyed it himself. Most of the people in Comicsgate are destroying it. Other people, just unrelated, like fucking, I don't know, there's a lot of really dumb fat nerds who are like, who's that Micah guy? And then fucking, who's that other, that like MGTOW guy or something too, who's like, oh no, Liam Gray's my friend. And it's like, you're friends with a false flagger then. So you've now destroyed your own reputation. Like a million examples I could list right now. I could spend a year listing all the examples of Comicsgate supporting actual crimes and corruption. And it doesn't matter because look, here's the result. We can just sit back and watch it happen. This is what we've done to your movement. We killed Comicsgate. We got it to commit suicide just by being like, I don't know, maybe if you put your gun in your mouth or something and pull the trigger, it will really trigger the SJWs. And then they did it like 10 times in a row. And it's like, whoa, wait a second.
They were machine
way
gunning
easier than I
that
thought
shit.
it would be.
Machine gunning themselves in the
Yeah.
mouth.
He fucking Ethan's gonna fucking put an Uzi in his mouth someday live on stream. Inshallah. But but yeah, again, the corruption is killing itself. And the thing is, we warned all of them, but we warned Odie too. It's like, you don't want to be associated with this guy. And he's just now learning this. This is on him too. But I do feel a little bad for him because he's clearly just some dumb artist. He's a dumb drawer. So he got suckered into this by a movement that's based entirely on suckering people into wasting their time and money and energy for false promises. That's all Comicsgate ever sold. They never actually sold a single comic. They sold false promises, took the money for that, and gave people a shit comic in return every time. Jawbreakers, fucking Cyberfrog, Stealing Solo. Those are just the comics that came out. How about all the ones that were canceled or didn't come out? Lady Alchemy is a fucking like literal toilet roasty, a piss pig. Lady Alchemy in real life, retarded piss whore, fucking is pretending like she's still working on her comic, but she's never going to release hers either.
Retard piss clown, Lady Alchemy.
Yes, noted retard piss clown, Lady Alchemy, Martina Markanilovova, or whatever the fuck her stupid gay name is, her stupid whore name.
Stupid slut name.
Dumb ass.
She's going around with a name like a slut.
Yes. A dumb skank hooker. Why is she doing that? I don't know. Personally, it's kind of stupid. But
She should stop it.
And speaking of stop, I wanted to go play Bloodstained Curse of the Ritual of the Moon.
Speaking of the comic book medium and the industry as a whole, let's go do something that has nothing to do with comics.
Let's play some video games. We just wanted to cover this real quick because it's just funny and breaking. And
breaking news, but it's not breaking news. It's just another factoid to throw onto the pile of Comicsgate just letting down their customers, letting down their own teammates and employees even.
It's like example number 2,782 of
million
Comicsgate being corrupt as a movement and as an ideology. And again, the first ever documentary about that is called Cape Cuck Cupcake.
And this should probably go in there. Just the fact, like 60,000 is like 65,000 euros, and the artist only got paid 6,000 euros. It's just like, where does all the rest of that money even go? Even if you're trying to rush out a print edition,
I don't even know if he's telling
it would cost that much. The big two don't pay that much to print their fucking comics.
Yeah, I mean, fucking. You know what? We might as well wrap this up by plugging. First of all, our comics are better than everything in Comicsgate combined. Unless you judge comics by shallow standards. If you're an NPC who supports Comicsgate and you have no standards and you have bad taste,
I sneezed twice.
Just flashy art and coloring. That's all you care about. But if you like actual good stories, I would say check out Walmart 3. That features one of our comics in it. So if you've already read it, then you've read our comic. Walmart 3. The last 8 pages is a little backup story called Goblin Slayer. But also Tim Lim and Mark Pellegrini and Doug Tenaple, one of their favorite comics of last year, the year before, or whatever. Literally number 1. That's available on Amazon, and I don't have to pay any money to print it, because the printing fee is just in the cost of the comic, which is a really easy way to handle the whole situation. Don't have to get the printing costs from the fucking.
Don't have to worry about the
crowdfunding campaign.
Don't have to be like, oh, what is the artist going to get? Doesn't matter. The artist already got paid to draw the whole thing. The comic is already finished.
They can even get a cut from the sales afterwards.
That's also the thing is with this fucking xenotype thing. Again, it's like 3 years old at this point. It's 3 years overdue. And it's like, it's now getting printed but it's still not really done.
But also the end result is just a generic cookie cutter, like fucking, not even formulaic.
You're
It doesn't
doing
even
an
rise to the
insult
level
to
of formula.
yourself by buying it. All the people who actually paid money to buy it, which let's face it, weren't enough to actually cover the cost. The people who bought it, that wasn't the 65,000. That was just a campaign for fundraising to raise the funds to get the comic made. The amount of people who bought the comic, that doesn't equal 65,000 anything.
But look at all the money going towards. Look at the money that Comicsgate willingly puts towards corruption and gay ops and doxing and false flagging. Comicsgate funded false flagging. There's no argument about that.
That was their number one product. True. The one thing that they actually funded was gay ops and false flagging. They didn't fund comics.
Yeah, certainly not good ones, which is funny because as we were pointing it out, and in in the new documentary that we're doing now called The True Story of Comicsgate, you can check it out and you can, but you can also get sneak. But if you donate to our Patreon, the $5 tier will let you watch all the early release, early access videos that the normal pigs, non-pay pigs don't get to see. If you want to be a pay pig, just check the Patreon below and you can become one of the shitty webcomics pay pigs and you can get money. That's a pretty good idea, good deal. But oh wait, no, you don't get money, you get something better than money. We get money. That's hold on a second. That's the important thing. But also, yeah, our comics also available. I didn't even link to them below because it doesn't matter. We're just here to gloat. But also to document. See, here's the thing. We're some of the only people, especially like last year, we were the only people to document any of the shit that was going on. But also instigating more of it to happen by forcing people to show their hand and that kind of thing. Pushing people into mental breakdowns that they wouldn't, like Liam Liam would still be part of Comicsgate. He would still be friends with Ethan Van Sciver to this day, getting money from Ethan if it wasn't for fucking us just existing basically and reviewing his comic. So that's what you have more to look forward to. And if you want more of this fucking shit to happen, if you want any of this to continue happening and for the truth to be revealed, the only thing you can do is give us money. If you hate the truth, if you despise the truth and are terrified of it, keep giving money to Comicsgate.
Give them more money. They need help.
Bad taste loser faggot that you were born.
They need more help. They're actually desperate because they're losing so hard. They need all of your money.
I mean, yeah, look what's happening to them. They're fucking flying apart. But if you want to actually see the truth, give us money. We definitely deserve. I mean, there's no arguing about that. We deserve the money more than these complete hucksters and like literal criminals, doxers like Ethan Van Sciver, that kind of thing. And again, all that's been proven. So the argument for that
we got a few comments,
has been lost by comics.
There are some comments in the chat, so I guess there are some people. There's some people who are in the chat right now reading this. Just Furious TV. Holy shit, is that true? Holy shit, ha ha ha.
Which was basically our reaction also. And I gotta say,
we took much sick joy out of seeing this.
Yes, lots of sick.
I might have felt sorry for the artist for a slight picosecond, but mostly it was overridden by the amount of sick joy I got.
And here's the thing. I believe Odie could bounce back from this, but he's definitely been fucked over pretty brutally by all of this situation. Thing is that if he can actually draw, he can make a living out of that. Fucking a lot of these other people, like people in Comicsgate, like the war campaign people and Ethan, they're going to be going away. They don't have what it takes to last.
I mean, here's the key thing is, especially as a writer, if you're a writer and you do this to somebody else, you fuck over your artist like this, you never bounce back from this.
Yeah.
That follows your career forever.
Liam Gray can never make a comeback because he will always be Liam Gray, the guy who fucked over his artist and false flagged other creators. Ethan Van Sciver, for the rest of his career, now gets to be the guy who funded people to false flag and attack his own customers and leaked private backer information and fucking screamed at people who asked for refunds and said fuck you, and like we didn't even mention the other story about Ethan contacting somebody's employer because they asked for a refund on Cyberfrog, and Ethan went to the guy's boss to scream at him.
That's how butt blasted Ethan Van Sciver was. And then when he found out that somebody wanted a refund, he was very upset.
Yes, Ethan Van Sciver shit blood, and then when he found out somebody wanted a refund for Cyberfrog, wow, he was even more mad.
He was so angry. He vomited out when somebody asked for a refund. He vomited out a shitload of men's cum, and then he found out that somebody wanted a refund, and then he was very perturbed by that.
Pooper perturbed.
But there's also this comment up here, Mars 10. You can't warn a kid not to burn their hand. They need to burn their hand to understand.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. No, they don't need to burn their hand to understand. You can show them and teach them. You can at least this is a hot stove. Don't put your hand on it. It will burn. And usually, if you do it right, they'll fucking get the message. It's just that some kids are special needs.
Yes, I understand though that that's the best way to learn is, the kid burns their hand. It's like, well,
or rather, it's the worst way to learn.
Yeah.
It's just that it kind of tends to be the most effective. Although in some cases, it can happen over and over when the child is especially special needs. They will burn their hand over. They just don't know. That's why they have to. That's why Liam Gray has to wear the karate helmet. He just keeps punching himself in the face over and over again, just not even knowing, just not understanding fundamentally what is hitting him in the face.
And I want to say it's not necessarily a bad point though. It is the best way to learn. Thing is that still, Odie was not just warned by Liam's behavior, but by people pointing out Liam's behavior. Odie should.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to assume that he didn't do any fucking independent research. He's probably just approached with a fucking job, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll do this. This sounds like a great project."
I mean,
then he did it.
That's really how it is. I mean, with an artist. Like, it's really hard for an artist to just be hired by somebody and the artist has to vet the person who's hiring that. You shouldn't have to do that. But in this case, there was a lot of vetting.
Yeah, here's an idea. Here's a brilliant idea, a brilliant brainwave I just had. How about if I collect about $100,000, then I start a company that matches up writers with fucking artists and make sure neither side gets fucked over? What would you call that? What would you do when you come up with an idea like that? I don't know. Who cares? Let's not bother with that. Let's just shit out one of the shittiest fucking 40-page comics ever, and then just use the money to buy a boat.
By the way, which Ethan gloated about. Also, Bean mentioned.
And Richard in particular, that's what he did with his money.
Well, no, Richard fucking claimed he got a house. He's like, yeah, we buy houses, but Richard actually moved into a friend's house. So it's like, what the fuck's that even? So what's he gloating about? It was very strange, very mentally ill, creepy weirdo behavior of Richard C. Meyer.
Childless weirdo. It's childless weirdo behavior from Richard C. Meyer.
Yes. I guess in his case, it's childful weirdo.
It's childless weirdo behavior. It's just that he also has 4 bastard kids.
Yes. Well, at least he's got visitation rights, I guess. Hopefully not for too long anyways. Clearly he doesn't deserve it.
Hopefully.
But I mean, here's the thing though. Unlike Comicsgate, we're not going to fucking get involved to do anything about that. We've never done that before. Comicsgate would do something like that.
I mean, I'm not promising to do anything like that either.
No, I'm promising I don't have to shoot anyone in self-defense, but you never know what would happen. But I'm promising I don't have to run anyone from neck to nuts with a fucking gigantic fuck off Rambo knife. But I mean,
slit them from their neck to their nuts.
Anyways, Bean mentions, can't believe you contact Ethan, in this case, contacted someone's employer. Damn, XD, which is not only true, but it was like Comicsgate essentially supported that behavior. If you're in Comicsgate, even after that or around that, because I think that was like early 2018.
It was a while ago now. That's 3 years ago now.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit that happened just in 2018 alone that proved that Comicsgate as a movement, collectively but also individually, is corrupt. And the thing is that it's why a lot of people left, and they were right to.
The next comment, though, Furious TV, imagine a year worth of work getting paid 6,040 euros. Hopefully he's still at school. Hell.
No, he's
Ha
in the
ha.
military
Oh
now.
no. Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah, no, he's
Bad
in
news
the military.
there.
Hopefully he's still, that's, to be honest, that's a better fucking outlook. That's a better living to make. Mars 10 also says 3-year-olds who can barely talk are dumber than comic fans. Or are they?
Or are they?
Or are they? It also says, have any CGers choked to death on the Lego yet? Maybe. Perhaps,
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Anyways.
Hopefully. Should I not say that? But no, the thing is about him being still at school. First off, no, he's not at school anymore. There's a reason.
Yeah, he said he dropped out of college to work on Xenotype. And it's like, I can understand being like, oh, this is the thing I want to do. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do for my life. I
mean, that could have worked. That's the thing is, I can't blame him for doing just that as like fucking
look at how
the moment
gave people false hope though to destroy their livelihoods. That's on Comicsgate.
Yeah, that's entirely on Comicsgate.
They own
and specifically these people, fucking Ethan Van Sciver and fucking Liam Gray.
Because they sold people lies and false hope. This is the result, is people dropping out of college to work with mentally ill people.
And even if they actually had a hope of making a comic, they're so incompetent, so stupid, that they never should have been trusted in the first place.
Liam will soon do a response, or Liam will do a response denouncing Odie. Then Odie will reveal that Liam tried to groom him. Oh my goodness. There is a lot of really suspicious shit about Liam.
Well, there's also the thing, though.
Previously mentioned that we haven't even touched on yet.
I was going to say in particular, though, there's a reason why he's not back in school, and that's because he got drafted. Probably because he dropped out of college.
Yeah, that's also very possible. But again, it's like... Still, he could bounce back. He could like finish like his contract or whatever, and be like, okay, I can.
He could finish his 6 years. He could finish his 6 years in the military if he survives.
Which I mean, I don't really think anything's really gonna fuck up with that. Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't really give a fuck.
I don't know what Greece does to their fucking military.
Yeah, fucking maybe there's mandatory ass fucking in the Navy. Is that true?
Well, it is Greece.
It is Greece.
It is, after all. Why would somebody be from Greece?
Why would you be from Greece? It's traditional, though. I mean, they're following the traditions. Anyways, it's called Greece because they literally grease each other up naked.
That is gross.
Gay, naked. Gross. Naked. Anyways, one of the other points, there's another tweet. I don't know where it is, but somebody actually said, "Well, hey, maybe if instead of this, you'll go work with." Yellow Flash. They were because Yellow Flash wanted to poach Odie, and it's like, if you ever wanted to jump from one shitty situation to
one
another
loser,
feel free.
One loser to the next. Man, what a future!
Let's not forget, Yellow Flash sent himself a cell phone and faked himself being doxxed. He fucked around behind his wife's back at a convention. There's all sorts of shit that Yellow Flash is
ugly swamp hog wife. If you want to know,
no, that's Tug, which it's impossible to tell the difference anyway. So probably yes.
If you basically just imagine whatever Vouch's girlfriend or whatever the fuck.
Yes. Imagine Vouch's wife. Now imagine her even fatter and uglier. That's the wives of most of these Comicsgate people, like Yellow Umbrella, Yellow Flash Umbrella guy, whoever the fuck. These people are like just completely fucking.
I mean, just even based on their fucking names,
thin-skinned, queer.
If you just go based on their names, they're fucking stupid ass, retarded moron cretins. Fucking one guy just straight up named after fucking a fucking big two fucking character. It's like you're so uncreative you couldn't think of anything else.
That was Mike S. Miller just straight up stole Captain America and was like, now I'm I'm gonna make
my own Captain America. Nobody wants to read Captain America. Nobody wants to read the actual Captain America comics.
That's an actual quote from Mike S. Miller. Was
you know, I was found it really moving when he was announcing his comic, talking about how much he feels about the character that he has created, whatever the fucking name is. Oh yeah, Lone Star. And he gave a very impassioned speech where he said, and I quote, very moving. It's not a word. It's not a word. I was very moved to hear that from him.
Anyways, yeah. Worst thing Odie could definitely do right now is to have any involvement with retarded, whiny queer faggot Yellow Flash, who's most likely when he fucked around his ugly ass wife's back, probably did it with another fat, ugly skank.
That's the thing, is he probably fucking traded down, cheated on her just to fucking from a 2 to a 1.
And you know, from what I hear, it's not the people that Yellow Flash, you know, the circle that he's in. That's not unusual behavior for them, but those are just rumors. All I know is that Yellow Flash definitely fucking did that shit. And
all I know is Yellow Flash is
a literal retard. Yellow Flash is a literal retard who's also very easily angered. It's easy to get Yellow Flash into like a whiny bitch baby.
Yeah, I don't want anyone to be confused. Just because I say Liam Gray is like literally has the intellect of a 3-year-old, that doesn't mean these other people are more intelligent by comparison. They're also stupid as fuck.
Yeah, like if you wanted to basically work with another Liam Gray, you would work with fucking Yellow Flash.
You could
do right now is
with Comicsgate. The only escape of getting away from these fucking utter retards is just not to work with Comicsgate. And remember, Water Closet is Comicsgate.
If Odie really wanted to do himself a favor, instead of working with Yellow Flash, bayonet charge into him. That you'd get a lot more productive and constructive work done that way.
Most likely, you only managed to cut through his first 8 fat layers.
Yes, and then the following subsequent 12 retard layers, you might get all the way through Yellow Flash's weighted vest.
It's kind of like water weight.
Yes.
It's a compound.
Really spring a leak there.
It's compounded estrogen.
Yes, fucking from Yellow Flash's retard bitch tits, very condensed with whiny faggot energy, and being gay, of course. There's always that.
He's so gay it loops back around to be straight, but only for 1 out of 10s.
Yes, fucking for giant bloated hogs. I mean, I'm sure all of them sent their dick pics to fucking
Melty
Tug's wife, but to fucking but to Roe in War Campaign, who then sent them all the dick pics to Ethan Van Sciver to jack off to in real life, not speculation.
That is a total fucking simp move too, sending dick pics at all.
Yeah, it's very gay, very, very sad.
It's like, please, woman, look at me. I'm so desperate to be seen by a woman.
The guys in Comicsgate were sending their dick pics to other guys. Again, they like the video.
Yeah, it's just they're so gay it loops back around to them somehow being straight. It's like negative amounts of gay.
I think that was on Dean's channel. I think we mirrored it too, where the guy from War Campaign was talking about how they were all doing that. And a lot of them, like in response, people in War Campaign and Ethan Van Sciver were like swirling and rapid cycling, much like bipolar disorder. They were rapid cycling between denying it and admitting it and saying, yeah, we did that, or no, of course we didn't do that. Or
literal,
we did that, but, that kind of shit.
Literal circle jerk.
Yes. Anyways, so yeah,
there. Like, share, comment, don't subscribe.
Unsubscribe. $5 to see our hidden videos, our spicy dark roasts.
The fucking hidden videos are where we really demonetize ourselves.
Yes.
That's the stuff where if you pay for it, you'd be able to report all of our content so easily. That's why it's behind a paywall. Yeah, we don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, if you donated $5, we would be in trouble. Yeah. Also, there's a new tier on our Patreon, $20 to make us stop doing videos. We'll stop doing videos forever if you donate to the $20 tier. Also, literally #1 in Villains of the Snow Season #1, available on Comixology and Amazon with international shipping on both of them.
International shipping, and more importantly, digital distribution.
Yes, the best kind, the easiest, most straightforward to get that comic right in your face instantly. None of this gay waiting bullshit. But also, Villains of the Snow Sea #2 is still coming soon. It should be out. There was again.
You're about to outproduce Comicsgate. You're about to
approaching World War III.
Every single person in Comicsgate simultaneously, just by yourself.
Yeah, these comics, our comics are so good. Other cool fucking great creators are paying us to make comics for them. No one else in Comicsgate can ever claim that. They still have to get their fucking they have to get their funding from pay pigs. We just have people who are like, oh, your writing is so great. Wow, we're so great. Objectively, not our opinion. Other people's opinions of us. I mean, I'm just repeating them. So, maybe their opinions are wrong. Go tell them. Go tell a them maker. Anyways, I guess I should have said at the beginning, apologies to people who subscribe to us for Cumtown, because it is actually this is not a Cumtown Club channel, unfortunately. But
we don't
new Cumtown Club.
We don't really care about Cumtown. I never really heard of them. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about this Cumtown.
What's with this guy who keeps pointing at people and telling them that they're Chinese? I don't know. I don't know what's up with him.
You know what I would do if I hired somebody to do a commercial for me and they said that they were on a podcast called Cumtown? I would fucking delete them entirely from my Super Bowl ad.
I would fucking, if I worked for IBM, I would erase Nick Mullen from history. Just
erase him like it's from Back to the Future.
Yes,
he would just vanish, slowly vanish
out of existence. Anyways, yeah. So, I mean, if you really do want to keep up with our videos, I guess you're going to have to hit the bell. But I don't give a shit if you do or not. So make sure to unlike, share, whatever. Donate to our Patreon, even if you don't want to.
Fuck you, pay me.
Yeah, become an official Shitty Webcomics pay pig. And what was the other fourth?
It was don't blame Shitty Webcomics.
Oh yeah, and then should have listened to, even more pertinent than ever today, should have listened to Shitty Webcomics. The end. And broad.